Alright, so today I'm gonna start laying out and building a shelf system. What I'm gonna do, what I did was I cut this board, so this is the back of the shelves. It's gonna be squares and rectangles and such, and I'm gonna lay it all out on this board, and that way I'll know all my measurements to cut the shelves at. So that's what I'm gonna get ready to do. So not only am I laying this out for my cut pieces for the shelves and the sides, I'll be able to have my borders for my paint too. So. So what I'm doing now is I've cut all my pieces for the shelves, and on the edge, since there's not going to be any facing, well there is, but it's going to be just this edge banding. And so this edge banding on one side has some adhesive, but you can see it's kind of, let's dry it up. And essentially what we do is we put it on here and we melt it to make it stick on the edge, to make it look like one solid piece of wood. So you lay it with the adhesive side down on the edge of the plywood. Kind of let it hang over on the sides a little bit. And you'll see later we'll sand that off. But you have this little iron. You hold it up here and you just kind of make sure you keep it in line, because it's going to want to slip, because when it melts it just moves real easily, so just like that. So you just go along, hold it, and just keep going. Put quite a bit of pressure on it, but not too much to where it wants to slip to the sides. Keep going. It's a pretty easy way to make doors, really, and that'll be on the 4x4 that we do, the bus that's coming up. But you can edge band the plywood and make a door that way. Like I said, just make sure you keep it in line, because it's going to want to move on you. That just goes back along, and that's it. I mean, it didn't take very long to cool, but let it cool before you sand it or anything. And that's it. And we'll do that with all of the pieces of the shelves. So I got the shelves all put together. What I'm doing is just giving it a hand sand. I've already sanded it with the orbital. Give it a hand sand, and then I'm gonna set this one aside, this part of the project aside, and start working on the desk that's gonna be kind of sitting in front of this deal. So the reason I'm setting this aside for now is because everything's got to be stained, so I'm gonna have everything that's gonna be stained ready to go, so I can do it all at once. So anyway, I'm gonna sand this and set it aside, and we'll move on to the next part of the project. How's it going? So at this point, I got pretty much everything that I've built stained and put together and then stained. After this, I will be doing a top coat on it, a conversion varnish. But with these shelves back here, I made these little strips and some cavities back in here to run some LED light strips. So the idea is that each one of these boxes is going to be able to be a different lit color and change it however we'd like. So other than that, after it's all top coated, put the back on this, and still on the table, I don't know if you can see it back here, but on the desk, got to cut a big piece of metal that goes over that front, and then we'll pretty much be done on this end.
So what we're doing is we're putting a piece of 18 gauge galvannealed steel on the face of this thing. This is basically a desk. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna face this thing with some of this metal. That way when the camera angle hits it, it'll look pretty cool.